Hello students, today let us discuss the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. This poem was originally composed in Bengali, possibly in 1900 and under the title Prarthana, which means prayer. It appeared in a volume called Naivedya in 1901. Later Tagore himself translated the Bengali poem into English in 1911. And that translated English poem appeared as poem number 35 in his noble-meaning anthology Gitanjali. Gitanjali was published by the Indian Society in London in 1912. When the poem was written, India was under the British rule and people were eagerly waiting to get their freedom from the British. The poem is written in the form of a prayer to the God, the Almighty, for a true freedom for his country. This poem reveals Tagore's own concept of freedom. Now let us go through the poem. In the very first line, the poet prays to the Almighty that his countrymen should be free from any fear of oppression or forced compulsion. He wishes that everyone in his country had his head held high in dignity. In other words, according to him, in a truly free country, every person should be fearless and should have a sense of self-dignity. The poet dreams of a nation where knowledge would be free for all. According to Tagore, education should not be restricted to the upper class only. Everybody should be allowed or should be free to acquire knowledge. Children should be encouraged to learn from the nature. They must be encouraged to observe the nature around them, and he stressed on the method of observe and learn. Children should not be forced to memorize some predetermined lessons. And this is Tagore's typical concept of education. In the next two lines, the poet emphasizes the unity of not only of his countrymen but also of the entire world. He thinks there should not be any division among people based on caste, creed, color, religion, or other baseless superstitions. In other words, prejudices and superstition should not divide the people in groups and break their unity. Tagore wants a nation where people are truthful. Words should come out from the depth of their hearts. It should not be superficial, what he means to say. In the sixth line of the poem, the poet wants everyone to work hard to reach their goal and in the long run to reach perfection. He thinks they should not be tired by working. People should not be lazy and ignore their work, but always strive for perfection. The poet compares reason or logical thinking to a clear stream of water, and on the other hand, he compared dead habits, which he meant superstitious beliefs, to a dreary desert. He wants the stream of reason not to lose its way into the desert of prejudices. In short, people's thoughts should be monitored by rational thinking, not by superstition. Logic should rule over old baseless beliefs. The poet wishes his countrymen to be progressive and broad-minded. He wants that their minds are led forward to ever-widening thought and action by the Almighty. In short, we should be open-minded and do something unusual or extraordinary, overcoming the narrowness of mind. In the final line of the poem, the poet addresses the god as Father. He asks him to awaken his country into such a heaven of freedom where the above conditions meet. To make it clear, the poet prays to the Almighty to raise or lift his country to such heights where freedom would be realized at its best. In turn, he is actually praying that God awakens his countrymen so that they come out from the darkness of ignorance, prejudices, disunity, and all other evils. Finally, in the poem, the poet's message is very clear. If all the people of a nation are not wise enough to lead a happy and peaceful life free from all evils, they cannot enjoy their freedom well. So, to the poet, only political freedom is not so important unless people are fearless, self-dignified, knowledgeable, truthful, hardworking, and broad-minded enough to enjoy it fully. This is indeed such a beautiful poem by Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear. It beautifully mirrors the concept of freedom which Tagore wanted to achieve for his countrymen. That's all. Thank you, students.